What's up, guys? Tim at New Craft Workshop here. Day 2 of Amazon, what they're calling their big deals, October days. So, another day, another cup of coffee. Let's get right into this today. So, first item I am going to show you is going to be some more Jorgensen clamps. Who would have guessed? Look, I love Jorgensen clamps. I'm not going to lie, but they are still on. And before we get too deep into this video, if you didn't watch yesterday's video, before I filmed this one this morning, I checked everything that was on yesterday's video, and about 85-90% of everything I showed you guys yesterday is still on Big Day Special today, which is surprising because usually it's one day and done. But if you haven't watched yesterday's video, when you're done with this one, head over there and give it a view because almost everything there is still on sale. But this pack of Jorgensen clamps right here, this is their heavy duty. This is what they call their master clamps. It's got some little feet along the rail between the two clamps that are going to help stabilize your material. And this price right here for these 36-inch ones are awesome. And if you look down here, you'll see they've got the 12-inch, 18-inch, 24-inch. They're all on Big Day Special, but Jorgensen clamps definitely worth looking at. So this next item, we talked about a Japanese pool saw yesterday. It was more of a high end. It was a 9.5-inch longer handle, actually from Japan. 32 bucks. Maybe a lot of you guys who've never owned one before didn't feel like spending $32, so I found this one this morning. This is a 6-inch. It's a little bit smaller, but if you don't have a Japanese pool saw out in your shop, grab one, and this is 42% off, 15 bucks. And check this out right here. We've got a coupon. We're going to apply that 5% coupon. That's going to bring us down to even closer to $14 flat, which is a great price for a Japanese tool. A Japanese pull saw. See, it's morning again. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning here, and I'm chugging coffee trying to get through this before I go to my real job. So let's get this done. Next, abrasive cleaners, these eraser sticks. If you don't have one out in your shop, these are invaluable. This is going to help. I use this a lot on my bench top that uses a belt and a 6-inch disc. Run this thing across there. It's going to pull off a lot of the gunk on your sanding pad and allow you to extend the life of those things. $7.19, great price. They're normally like $9. It's 20% off today. So this is something that you should have a couple of these around your shop for your sanding tools. This is something that you're going to use a ton of right here. All right, yesterday we talked about the little pencil set. A lot of you guys commented that you didn't like the size of the lead in there and you wanted something that was more fine. So here you go. This is a great little set as well. And look at this price, $11.83, 26% off. And look at this. You're getting 6 pencils, 3.7, 3.9, and a ton of refills on your lead. So if you don't like the ones that I showed you yesterday from Sake or the big fat ones, then here you go, 0.7, 0.9, and these are metal. I mean, I don't own these, I'm not going to lie to you. I just found this deal today. I use the other pencils I showed you yesterday, but for those of you who are wanting some mechanicals, you're not going to beat this. 12 bucks for all of this. Grab some. Again, Prime Deal days, these big deal days, I thought yesterday's deals would run out, but I know for a fact at the end of today, all of the big deals run out. So grab them while you can. All right, I've shown you guys this before, hands-on on one of my Amazon videos. This MITREAPEL, Lord knows how you say it, but this CA glue right here for the price is phenomenal. So when we compare this to what we're going to get over at like Rockler or somewhere like Woodcraft, that price, when you start comparing ounce to ounce, is triple, sometimes 4 times the cost. And I have been using this in my shop for about 2 years, and I will tell you, this stuff works. It is extremely fast setting, and you hit this with the activator, hold it together. It does exactly what it is supposed to do, and it's already a great price when it's at $16.99 for this particular set. We marked this down 20% today on the big day specials, and it's $13.50 for a couple cans, and this is going to last you a while out in your shop. So while you're there, like I told you yesterday, you can always visit their store and check out more stuff, but 2,000 people think it's worth 4.5 stars, which is Again, I try my best to only give you guys highly rated stuff. And this one, I'll tell you right now, I'd give it 5 stars. It works awesome. So next item. All right, we've talked about these as well. LIONMAX pocket hole screws. Now, I know the LIONMAX name, it's kind of silly. Hang on. It's kind of silly, but the screws are phenomenal. I'm going to show you pocket hole screws, and then I'm going to show you what, deck screws, because we use those for all of our outdoor projects. But when you look at the cost per screw here, we're down to 3 cents a piece in quantities above 500. So the 600 box and the 1,000 box, you're paying 3 cents a screw, which is absolutely phenomenal. At the big box store, you're going to pay 4.5 to 5 cents a screw. And yeah, before you say anything, it's only 2 cents a screw. But when you're using tens of thousands a year, if you're in a production shop, or even if you're using 1,000 a year in a normal shop, you're going to save yourself 30 to 50 bucks just by buying these screws. And I can assure you that the screws that we use, the pocket hole screws, and then what's coming next is going to be the deck screws right here. Absolutely phenomenal quality. The quality control on these is great. I have had probably less than 2 or 3 screws that I felt like were defects that made it through quality control, and I have gone through dozens and dozens of boxes of these at 800 pieces a pop. So good quality. They come in a few different colors. I use tan because that blends with our exterior projects that we build. We use a lot of cedar. So again, 3 cents a screw, again, adds up super quick. Save yourself some money. LIONMAX, and this is even a better deal. Normally this is $34.99, which still comes in cheaper than the big box stores if you're going to buy the 5-pound boxes, because 800 screws is going to be equivalent to a 5-pound box at the big box stores. Mark it down 21%, and you should probably grab 3 or 4 boxes of this today. Keep them around your shop, because the savings is insane on these LIONMAX. So this is kind of a specialty tool, but at this price, it's hard to pass up. So there's a couple manufacturers out there that make a coping sled like this, and Rockler's probably the most well-known of those. But POWERTEC tools, as I mentioned in yesterday's video, and I've mentioned before in my Amazon videos, POWERTEC tools are phenomenal. I have a ton of stuff from clamps to T-track to dust collection. Their stuff is really well made, and this is a great price. So the Rockler coping sled, going to run you about $30 more from this. And if I've compared them, I feel like the only difference is going to be the bottom of this right here. This looks like it might be made from particle board, whereas I feel like the Rockler is probably made from some sort of phenolic material or something a little heavier duty. But look, you can always copy this portion of the sled and replace it if necessary. It comes with all the other tools, the clamp, the handles, the guides, the guards, etc. And if you use a router table a lot and you're doing a lot of end cuts, making some raised panel cabinet doors or anything like this, a coping sled is something you need out in your shop, and this is a great price on a great product. All right, caster wheels. We have talked about this before, and you guys eat these up. I mean, I've gone back and looked since I started recommending these, and hundreds of these, you guys have bought hundreds of sets of these. And this right here, I have this on my router cart, I have it on my planer cart, I have it on anything mobile in my shop. I have this exact set of casters right here. And what's great about this set is all 4 of these casters swivel, all 4 of them lock in place. They're polyurethane coated. They are extremely smooth and quiet. And when you compare this to what you're going to pay for casters over at places like the specialty stores, Rockler, Woodcraft, and even the retail stores like Home Depot, Lowe's, these wind up being about $5.25 a caster right now today, because they're 15% off. Usually they're about $6.50 to $7 a caster. But when you compare that to what you're paying, $15.99 to $19.99 each over at the specialty stores, this winds up being a savings of like 75–80%. And I can promise you right now, these casters are smooth, they're quiet, heavy duty. I don't know exactly what the rating is on these things, but I will tell you right now, I have a planer and router table both on these, and I have 0 problems with these things sliding around my shop. So grab these today. This is a great price. All right, name brand products. We're going to throw a few of those in today, because some of you guys said yesterday that it looked like it was a bunch of Amazon brand, which Amazon really doesn't offer a brand, but you know, we all kind of know how that works. But yeah, so this Bow Products this FeatherPRO right here, this featherboard, if you don't have one on your table saw, I use a little plastic thing called the Hedgehog, and I found it completely phenomenal, and you can find that on Amazon as well. But Bow makes great products. And this price right here, 20% off. Very seldom do their items go on sale. $38 down to $30. This is a great product. And if you haven't used it, these neoprene fins right here are awesome. They're really, really nice. And the inserts are replaceable. So if you happen to, ruin this right here, you can always replace your inserts. So $30, great price today on day 2 of Amazon's Big Deal Days. All right. I'm throwing some tools in here today for you guys because some of these prices are absolutely insane. So right here, we're looking at $206 for this Bosch 1617. One more. Sorry, man. I need it every morning. So Home Depot sells, so does Lowe's, the 1617. They sell it in different configurations. So this kit at Lowe's, the reason I popped this up, this is an awesome kit and an awesome price. So I actually use the motor underneath my lift on my router table. But at this price, I would suggest getting this for your everyday usage as well. Now, Bosch makes a really good router. This is a nice, strong motor. And the kit here is going to come with your fixed base and your plunge base, which is awesome because when you go over to places like Home Depot and Lowe's, so Home Depot doesn't sell this exact kit. They sell the fixed base, and then you have to buy the plunge base separate. And when you add it up, it winds up being about $349. They also sell a kit that comes with both of these, but it also has the table. It's like $400. So this is a phenomenal savings, 26% off. At the list price of $279, it's still very competitive with the retail stores, but at $206, it blows Home Depot and Lowe's away. And this is, I think, a one-day deal only because Big Deal Days ends tonight. So if you're in the market for a router or you're just looking to upgrade, jump on this. You're going to love this Bosch. All right, we have talked about this one before, and this is not a Big Deals Day special, but I have to throw this in here because we're talking about deals and steals right now, and this Freud kit is absolutely amazing. So 13 pieces, 1/2 inch shank, which is, in my opinion, the only way to go, especially on your table. This thing comes with all of your everyday usage, chamfer cove, round over, OG, straight dovetail, you name it. It's got it all. 1/2 inch shake. And the reason I put this up today is if you have not seen my videos in the past where I talk about this particular set, it used to be about $129, but they've raised it up to $168. Little pricey, but you are getting 13 1/2 inch shank Freud bits. Now, the reason it's up is because when we compare it to Rockler and Woodcraft is literally selling this for $329, twice the cost. And they have sales, they have reviews on their site, so that means they're selling them at $329. $167. Ooh, sorry about that. $167.97 for 13 Freud rod bits. Grab this thing today. These are awesome. Okay, I love Metabo stuff. Metabo, potato, right? I love their freaking stuff. And right now, little palm sander, 30% off. It's down to $49. Normally this thing is $69, $49. They make extremely good quality tools. I have their brad nail, or I have a couple of their tools out in my shop. And if you are in the market for a little sander, right here, grab this thing. $50. And if we compare this to what we're going to pay over at Lowe's, who carries Metabo, it's about $20 cheaper there as well. I think Lowe's is pushing it right at the $65 to $70 price, and on their website it's on sale. So another steal right here, one day only, $50. Grab it. All right, if you're in a limited shop like I am now, and I know a few of you guys that comment and talk to me regularly are, Mark in England, I'm talking to you specifically, although I know you don't get Amazon stuff over there. But wall-mounted, fold-down workbench, you can make one yourself, and if you do, that's probably going to save you some money. I make everything myself for my shop with very few exceptions. But if you don't have the ability to clamp together a panel, or you don't want to make this out of anything sheet good wise that you have to cut down yourself, and you just want to buy something and mount it, 95 bucks, 20% off. This is normally 120. This thing folds down, and it's great because it has 500-pound capacity. So you're going to be able to put your benchtop drill press up here, or your benchtop sander, whatever. $95 wall mount. This is a space saver out in your shop, and something that if you're in a limited space, this is a good deal right here. All right, we're going to hit a couple more things today from Going Make, and if you didn't watch yesterday's video, when you're done, make sure you go watch that, because like I said, everything still seems to be on sale. But Going Make is making some extremely good quality products, and I gave him a shout. I'll give him another shout out today. Flynn Dog Woodworks on YouTube did a really good review where he bought, I think, all of their stuff and showed it all, and it's phenomenal quality, heavy duty aluminum. It's white laser etching on black. It's extremely readable, legible. But if you don't have a doweling jig, this is the one to get. Now, it is a little pricey. It's 80 bucks. There are cheaper doweling jigs out there, but Going Make is precise equipment. It's got metric and imperial markings on there. Thing is heavy duty. And as you can see right here, I mean, it's got tons of adjustments. Everything sets extremely precise, and this is going to allow you to connect your material through the use of dowels. If you don't have a biscuit joiner or a domino or anything like that, dowels is going to strengthen your joint tremendously, especially when you're connecting end grain to, and I can't even think right now, to the side of your material. This helps. But yeah, if you're connecting your joints, butt joints especially, strengthen them with some dowels, and this Going Make jig is absolutely awesome. So any of their stuff, again, go to their store right here, Going Make store. All of their stuff right now, everything that they sell is on Prime Big Deal, and you're gonna love their products. So, and look, before you say anything, yes, it's only got 20 reviews, but it's a new product. I'm going to show you another one of theirs in a minute that has less than 100 because it's a new product. But I truly believe in Going Make, or I wouldn't be pushing them on you guys. So here we go. Yesterday I threw up the Craig. It was on sale, and it was a great price for Craig material, or excuse me, for Craig quality. But had a couple people comment that Craig makes plastic. They feel like they're a little bit overrated. So fine, let's look at the Going Make. If you're in the market for a pocket hole jig, this is a very similar design to the Craig K4 that we looked at yesterday. It's got your nice clamp to hold it in place. The benefit here is it's all metal. So we've got metal guides, brass, knurled knobs, and the body itself is aluminum. It does have a port to catch your dust through adding your, sorry, I'm trying to look around my camera to see what picture I'm on here. You can hook up your dust collection to this thing. 32% off. This thing's normally 70 bucks. There's the picture I was looking for. It shows your dust collection kit hooked up there. But $47.89. This is a phenomenal tool. Again, everything Going makes, I love it. I think you will too. So Prime Big Day deal, grab it. Sticking to Going Make, check this thing out. So if you do any kind of cabinet doors, you know the importance of having a jig to install your concealed hinges. Now, I used to use the Craig jig, and it works just fine, but again, it's made from plastic. This Going Make, again, all aluminum construction. It's got all of your settings that are adjustable for the different hinges you're installing, different screw locations, etc. And what's really cool about this jig is, let's see if we can pull this picture up here. So the jig is spring loaded. So when you push down and drill your hinge location hole with your Forstner bit, it's going to pop back up and get out of the way for you. And as you can see, this thing has tons of adjustments everywhere. It's got your markings everywhere. And again, heavy duty aluminum construction. I promise if you try one tool from Going Make, you're going to like everything they sell. And 65 bucks, if you're doing a lot of cabinetry, this thing is going to last a lifetime. It's normally $90. 65 bucks is a great price for this kind of quality tool. So sticking to Going Make. this big carpenter square. I know a lot of you guys out there love the red anodized brand that for some reason is the Cool Kids Tools on YouTube, but this square right here, again, go watch Flynn Dog. Flynn Dog, if you catch this, I don't know you, but you're going to get some props because you did a really good review on all of their tools. But this is a nice little square, and the fact that it wraps around is great, so you're going to be able to get your line around the edge of your material, which sometimes can be difficult. And the fact that this thing has markings at every 32nd of an inch is absolutely wonderful. You can drop your pencil down in there right here. Let's see if we can show you this. You can drop your mechanical pencil down in there, the mechanical pencil set from earlier that you guys are going to buy, and you can, sorry, I know that sucks when I do that, but then you can scribe along your length of your line. It's also got markings on your angles, so this is kind of a combo square. And again, makes extremely good stuff. Normally 30 bucks, 20% off today. We're gonna hit a couple more little squares before we wrap this thing up today, but this is a good product. All right, again, if you're in a small workshop like I am now, I shrunk tremendously when we moved, but this is a great tool to have. Bore centipede. This thing expands out to 4 foot by 8, 4 foot by 6, but it's going to allow you to drop a 4 foot by 8 foot sheet of plywood on top of here and have a portable workbench. Fold this thing up, drop your plywood back up against the wall, open up a ton of space. It's 150 bucks. It's down 27%. Normally it's like 210. 27%. They come in different sizes. I mean, they've got the 2x4 if you need a smaller spot. They got the bigger one. It's full 4x8. The 4x6 is perfect though for a 4x8 sheet of plywood. It's going to give you a little overhang on either side. And if you go down and look at the specs, I think this thing, I don't know why that just popped up like that, and I do apologize. I know when the screen jumps around like that. I think this thing has plenty enough capabilities as far as weight loads. There it is down at the very bottom right there. 4,500 pounds. So I don't know about you. What are you going to drive your car up on this thing? So yeah, this is plenty of weight and support for your workbench top tools that you're going to drop on top of it and everything. Great item. Phenomenal price today. Grab this thing. All right, I have actually shown you guys this square before, and I love DFM Toolworks. They make some awesome stuff. Now this little square is very similar to, again, the red anodized cool tools that all the kids on YouTube are using, but this thing is awesome. And if you look at these two little pegs that come with this thing, what they do is they drop into this bottom hole and this top hole. And then you see that middle hole right there? Allows you to drop your mechanical pencil in there and use this thing as a center finder to run a line down your material. So this thing is multifunction, multi-purpose. It is small. It's the same exact size as the Woodpeckers brand. It's normally 34 bucks, and I think I got mine on sale for $29.99, but this is insane right here. 34% off, $22. Blue only. If you look down here, the gold one is not $22. The black one is not $22, but the blue one is, and if you're like me, who cares what color it is? It works. It's precise, and it's awesome tool to have sitting around your little workbench or your workbench, big workbench, whatever size workbench you got. Nobody's going to judge your workbench by its size. All right, let's stick with DFM. So check this out. This is their version of the little small carpenter square. This is another phenomenal steal. This thing's normally 44 and some change, 23% off today, puts it down to 34 bucks. And this thing is awesome. So again, we've got the markings, cutouts, etc. for all of our locations. Now this is unfortunately this is not 32nd of an inch. This is 16th of an inch for your pencil to go in. The going make was 32nd, but I don't know about you, very seldom do I go down to 30 seconds of an inch when I'm marking my material. But it comes with the pin again, which is going to allow you to drop it in these locations, and then it's going to automatically adjust to that width. I'm trying to find the picture that shows that, and of course I'm not going to be able to find it right now. But yeah, you drop that little pin down in there, run that up against your material. Here's your pivot point. You drop it, then that makes this line right here 22.5. It's an awesome tool. And again, if you do not have anything by DFM Toolworks, grab one. Look at this, 4.7 stars, almost 1,000 reviews. I promise you're gonna like this. This is an awesome little square. All right, let's talk shop cleanup, because if you're like me, that's the part you just absolutely love the most, is cleaning up your shop, right? Reason I popped this one up is because it's such a good deal. 30% off, and it's a Shop Vac brand name, 8-gallon, 4.5 horsepower. Now, we're going to compare this to what we're going to find over at Lowe's. Lowe's does not have this exact one. They have a 10-gallon. No, I don't even remember what they have. And the way I'm recording this screen, I can't pull that up right now. Sorry. But I will tell you this. In the editing process, I'm going to pop it up here and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's a smaller, that's what it is. It's a 6-gallon. Sorry, guys. It's a 6-gallon, smaller horsepower, smaller capacity to hold, and it's $69. So today, 30% off for $60. You're getting a larger capacity, larger motor, and it's a Shop Vac brand name. $60. Keep your shop clean. This thing is a steal. Normally this thing's like $85, and that's still cheaper than what you're going to pay over at the retail stores. But for $60, you can't pass this one up. Keep that shop clean, man. All right, next let's look at these Barina shop lights. Now, this is a little bit pricey, but this is a 10-pack, and if you're not filming and you don't need really good lighting like we do here in our shop, you might not need 10 of these. But even at 10 of these wind up being $18 a piece, and these are 8-foot long LED. And the way they connect together is on the end here. You've got these connections which allow you to daisy chain 4 of these, or is it 4 or maybe 6 on one circuit before they're overloaded. But I will tell you right now, out in my shop, I bought this 10-pack. Well, actually, I didn't buy it. Barina kind of asked me to promo it, so I did. They sent me a 10-pack, and I have used 8 of them in my shop, and it's like daylight out there. It's awesome. So if you're in the market for some shop lights, Barina, head over to their store. You don't have to get a 10-pack. They sell these in, I think, 2 or 4 at a time. They also have a ton of their UFO light fixtures are phenomenal as well. They sent me some of those. I had those at my old shop. Super bright. But yeah, Barina, awesome stuff. And if you are in the need for shop lights, this is a great deal because it's already a great price at $219. That's like $21 a piece. But now that they are on sale, $18 a fixture, and the LED lights are, you have your choice down here. Bright white, warm. I like bright white, but if you like warm, they have that option available as well. But yeah, you're going to love these things, and you'll be able to see out in your shop, which is extremely important. All right. If you do not have the desire to install all of that, and you have some socket fixtures in your ceiling, these are awesome as well. $23 on sale. These are 30% off. Well, 28, but let's just call it 30 for easy math. $23 is going to get you 2 of these. These are equivalent to 200 watts each. Again, we're looking at bright white. And if you don't need 2 of them, they do have just 1 at a time. It's not quite the deal because you're paying $18 for 1 or 23 and some change for 2. So that's clearly the better deal. But yeah, these things are awesome. And again, shop lighting is important because you need to be able to see what you're doing out there. And if you don't have anything that you want to wire up like I have, these are an awesome thing to have out in your shop. So all right, we're going to go back to some tools now. You might be a little intimidated by a router, especially if you're just getting into woodworking. But this little router table is by far the easiest way to route material without having to hold the router by hand, which again can be a little intimidating. I remember when I first got into woodworking and I grabbed my first router, it wants to get away from you sometimes, especially if you don't take your time and you try to cut too much material at once. But a little router table like this is awesome, and it's the perfect thing for somebody just getting into woodworking. And right now, this skill is 23% off. Normally $220, it's $170. This is an awesome little table. It is going to do everything my big homemade table does, but at a fraction of the cost, and it's convenient because it's small, it's little. You can actually carry this thing around, put it up on your bench top, and when you're done, move it away, store it underneath cabinets, whatever. So $169, 23% off. This is a great deal if you're into woodworking, but you're just getting started and you want a router table. Grab this today because this is a deal. And we're going to stick with skill real quick. Now, I have this exact benchtop drill press out in my shop, and I will tell you it is extremely accurate. The laser alignment is spot on. I've had zero problems with it. It is not a floor standing super powerful press. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm going to put a 3-inch Forstner bit in here and it's going to cut through some hardwood like butter, because it's not made for that. It's a bench top, but for this price, it is phenomenal. It's normally $200. Now it's down to $169, and again, it comes with this laser light and it forms an X. It is spot on. It works just like it says it's going to work. And for what we use it for in our shop, if you are in the market for a small benchtop press, I would highly recommend this one. And the fact that it's 15% off puts it cheaper than anywhere you can find retail at all. $169. Big deal day, worth getting. Got 2 more things for you guys. Flex. 24-inch. Now, Flex is sold over at Lowe's. I'm actually going to pop a picture up here on the screen and show you what you're going to pay for this, right? So, $254. This is going to get you their 24 volt, 18 gauge brad nailer. It's going to come with a battery and the fast charger. $254, 15% off. This is a great steal, but when we compare it to what we're going to pay for this exact unit over at Lowe's, it even shows why it's a better deal today. So if you're in the market for a brad nailer, this is a great steal. I have a Metabo and I love it. I couldn't find anything close to that today for you guys as far as a deal, so that's why we popped this one up. And Flex is highly rated, 4.7. I know it's only 46, but Flex hasn't been on Amazon very long. 4.7 stars is a good rating for a power tool. So if you're in the market, give this thing a shot. And finally, this is the last thing I got for you today. Metabo, and this is a deal right here. 18 volt, you're going to get the drill and the impact driver. You're going to get 2 batteries, 1 for each tool, and the charger, and of course the cool little carrying case. $109, 15% off. $100 basically for good quality 18 volt power tools is unbeatable. I'm going to show you what you're going to pay for this exact kit right here over at Lowe's. It's not even close. Save yourself some money. Grab this thing over at Amazon and enjoy your shop with some powerful Metabo tools. Now, if you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up. Make sure that you leave us a comment down in the comment section, because that helps us more than anything. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel. We do a couple videos a month where we show you guys steals and deals across different platforms. I go in occasionally to some retail stores, Lowe's, Harbor Freight, etc., and I do some filming and show you what's on sale. I do a couple Amazon videos here and there, but we also do builds and projects out in our shop, and the Beginners Woodworking series is coming back this weekend, guys, so be ready for that if you are a subscriber to my channel for that reason. So we're getting back out there. It's time to start building some fall stuff, and my shop is finally coming together. So that's all I got for you today. As always, I appreciate you spending a little bit of your time with me here at New Craft Workshop, and I'll catch you on YouTube.